Jamestown Jimmies tonight were able to upset number 7 Morningside. Big win for Jamestown in Newman Arena tonight. The final score was 85-73. Before we get Coach Neville on here, Mason Walters, 22 points, 17 rebounds. Brock Schramm, 15 points, 6 rebounds. Devin Schultz playing some unexpected minutes tonight, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Alante Pickens, he played quite a few minutes for Jamestown at point, 10 points tonight. Will Cordes, 16. And Jack Talley, he's really a stabilizing force for Jamestown with 10 points. Trey Brown, really a bright spot for Morningside. He had 29 tonight. Zach Imig, a bit of a struggle for tonight for him. He only goes 2 for 10, 6 points. The Jimmies were able to shoot 58% from the field. They held Morningside to 48%. They out-rebounded Morningside 36-24, and they distributed the ball well, 23 assists to 13. So a good all-around performance for Jamestown. Hey, we have Coach Danny Neville here, head coach Jamestown Jimmies. Huge win tonight, Coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was fun.
You defeated the number 7 Morningside Mustangs. What was that final score? 85-73. But the game wasn't really that close. It just felt like you had control.
Yeah, they made a good push there at the end, and I thought we did a good job of just controlling the pace and trying to get it inside. They did a good job of trying to deny Walters the ball, but they're a good team, and it's early in the season, so I mean it's a good win, but we got to stay focused, and we play Valley City on Saturday, a non-conference game, so we just got to stay focused and not get too confident here.
Danny, were you amazed at how well you guys could shoot? You shot almost 58%. That Devin Schultz, you and I were talking just before we started the call. He went 5 for 5. Mason Walters 9 for 11. But you just shot the heck out of the ball. Did that surprise you?
I mean, our big guys have been doing that all year long. So, in those first 3 games, we were kind of similar. And again, I mean, tonight with Morningside, we knew they had some more size, and Trey Brown is unbelievable player, and he had a really good night against us. But for us, I mean, Devin Schultz stepping up, that's just big time. We had Brady Birch out with some COVID stuff, and him stepping up, I just grabbed him before the game, and I told him, I said, man, you just got to be confident, and you're a great player, and his big thing is confidence, and we just fed it to him. We had some prep time. We knew some guys were going to be out, so we had some prep time with him, knowing that he was going to play. So, we definitely, got him going, and just helped him, and look what he did tonight. It was impressive. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, it was when everybody thinks about Jamestown, Coach, they don't think we got to stop Devin Schultz. But I thought, especially in the second half, that Morningside almost looked frustrated trying to figure out what the heck they were going to do with him. He's just so big and strong.
Yeah, and again, they didn't prep for him, and so they didn't know he was going to play. So I mean, he's 6'11", 265, and you're not gonna be able to do a lot with a guy that size. And he just played confident tonight, and credit to him. It was all him, and he just had a really good game. And like I said, I mean, we gave him we do a little player of the game hat. Our guys wanted to give him that, so he got player of the game for us, which is pretty cool.
So it was nice to have Alante Pickens back too. He didn't shoot well from the floor, but he did a good job running the offense.
Yeah, he did. And again, when the ball's in his hands, you just feel comforting. And he only had about 3 days of practice before this game, so he kind of got the rust and the kinks out, and he's just a guy that's going to continue to get better. And having 3 days, he was out for about 2 weeks, so having 3 days of practice, I thought he did pretty well.
So, Coach, I want to ask you a couple things. First, the mood going into the game, because your guys seemed very confident. What was the feel before the game?
It's been like that. I think our guys just, I honestly don't think our guys know how good we could be. But I feel like their confidence is just a different feeling. We have a lot of good leaders, and, it's a feeling where it's confident, but it's not too confident.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely respect Morningside and, definitely their history and, our history with them. We respect the heck out of them, but, our guys were up for this game. They swept us last year, so our guys, had a little extra momentum going into this game.
And then you had that 5-point lead at halftime. What were you thinking? What was the team thinking at halftime?
Yeah, we had a double-digit lead, and then we made a couple mistakes, and they think they got an offensive rebound and one, and so they dropped it down to 5. But we were still confident. We made some minor adjustments, and we wanted to do a better job on Trey Brown, and we made some adjustments at halftime that we felt confident going into the second half.
And then this is becoming a trademark for you, Coach Neville. You out-rebounded tonight, 36-24, but you also sharing the ball very well, 23 assists.
Yep. And I thought Walters and our bigs did a really good job, and some of our guards late, we were getting them in some fronting opportunities where they were getting in front of us, and we made some good Mason Walters, especially in the first half, made some really good passes to Brock. He felt like they were doubling him and kind of digging on him, and he made some really good passes to Brock, and I just felt like we did a really good job of sharing the ball. And late there, I thought we kind of over dribbled a little bit, but we adjusted, and our biggest thing is we got to get the ball inside, and that's when we feel confident.
I thought that there was a late breakaway and a dunk by Walters, I think with about, 6 minutes to go or something. It put you up by 15. A huge emotional moment in the game. That's kind of where I felt you had it. Do you remember that play?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and our bench was going crazy. And, for me too, like the bench guys, the scout team, they don't get enough credit. They did an awesome job all week long prepping for Morningside and just giving us good looks defensively on what Morningside does, and then obviously offensively, doing some of Morningside's actions and stuff like that. But they did an awesome job, and I thought they did a really good job on the bench as well. And they just gave us a lot of energy, and especially after that dunk. It just felt like the momentum was swinging our way.
It was just one of those moments where you say, okay, that kind of like the dagger, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
Go ahead, Danny.
Oh, go ahead.
The Mason Walters, got to talk about him. He just made such good decisions tonight. He went 9 for 11 from the field, 3 for 4 from the line, and he had, as you mentioned before, he got rid of the ball when he needed to. He had 5 assists. A monster double-double, 22 points, 17 rebounds. What more can you say about that performance?
Yeah, that's just him, though. He's been awesome. He, like I said in our interview before, he put a lot of time in the summer, and he wanted to be better, and he wanted to be more physical. And I think tonight really solidified him as one of the better players in the league, and he's just going to continue to get better. And he's one guy too. He is super humble, and he's not going to get a big head or anything. He's just one of those guys that just shows up and plays and does what he has to do. And for him to do that as a sophomore is pretty special.
Yeah.
And I just think he's another guy that's just going to continue to get better.
And Coach, you kind of mentioned him in passing, but Trey Brown, wow, he brought it tonight, didn't he? 29 points.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's a tough matchup, and we decided to just go one-on-one with him, and we trusted our bigs. But man alive, he was something else tonight.
Yeah, he did. He played a very good game. And I'll tell you, a guy who's going to be ready for Jamestown next time is Zach Immig. because he went
for
2
sure.
for 10. He's not going to do that twice against you, Danny.
No, for sure. And again, we really respected him, and we think he's a really, really good player. And I thought Devin Praska did an awesome job on him tonight. Again, he's another guy that's a really, really good player for them. And he happened to have a bad night tonight, but like you said, it's very often.
Well, Danny, you got to be excited. Like you say, it's early in the season, but a big win whenever you can beat a top 10 team. Morningside came in ranked 7th in the nation. Whenever you can beat a top 10 team, you'll definitely have to take that. You mentioned this yourself. In a couple of days, you play Valley City, and that's no gimme, is it?
No, and especially at their place, and with some of the guys that we have out, it's not the best matchup for us now, but we're gonna figure things out, and we're gonna figure out how to adjust to that and how to guard them, and just got to get ready for that press. They caused us 23 turnovers in the first game, so we got to figure that thing out.
Yeah, the rest of November, you've got Valley City. You and I talked about that the other day too. They're pretty good this year, and then you got Northwestern, always a power, and then Hastings, and then Doane. Hopefully they'll be back playing again by then. But you're not going to get any rest here for a little bit, Coach. You got to enjoy this win and move on.
Oh, for sure, and that's how we're going to treat every game all year long. So we can enjoy it for the night, but just got to move on and continue to get better.
Well, Coach Neville, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight, get this out. Congratulations to you and your players. I mean, huge win for Jamestown and the whole community. Congratulations, Coach Neville.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate everything you do.
Okay, Coach. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Thank you.
Big win tonight for Dakota Wesleyan over GPAC opponent Briar Cliff. Always a big win whenever you can beat Briar Cliff, one of the better programs in the country. Dakota Wesleyan was able to get the victory 65-53. Dakota Wesleyan, they were led by Mason Larson with 15, 6 rebounds. Sophomore Sawyer Schultz, 14 points. Sawyer Schultz came in last year as a freshman, had to sit, behind Ty Hoagland, but a lot of people were excited about that young man when he came there, and he had a good performance tonight. Rounding things out for Dakota Wesleyan, Jeffrey Suk, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Bradley Dean, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Dakota Wesleyan was able to win the Battle of the Boards 36-30. The amazing stat, though, Briar Cliff, anybody who follows GPAC basketball, they know Briar Cliff is going to shoot a lot of threes, and they're going to break your heart most nights. 3 for 25 from the three-point line for Briar Cliff. That was really the story of the game. Jaden Kleineslink, 1 for 8 from 3. Ethan Friedel, 1 for 4. Nick Hoyt, 1 for 5. Quinn Vesey, 0 for 4. Connor Groves, 0 for 3. Really the story of the game. So the 3 for 25 for Briar Cliff, 12%. Dakota Wesleyan's able to go 9 for 30 for 30%. Briar Cliff's not going to do that very often. We'll talk to Coach Wilber about that. Briar Cliff was led by Jaden Kleineslink with 22 and Ethan Friedel with 16 points. The leading rebounder for Briar Cliff was Quinn Vesey with 7. So the final tonight, Dakota Wesleyan 65-53. Let's hear from Coach Wilber. Hey, we're here with Matt Wilber. Hey, Coach, big win tonight.
Yeah, it was. Briar Cliff and Dakota Wesleyan combining to go 12 of 55 from the three-point line. I think that's probably the worst that game has looked for shooting percentages. But we came out on top. We had a really good pace for who we are. And we did a really good job defensively. Some of it was them missing shots, and some of it was us, and so I was proud of our guys for grinding it out.
Well, there's a couple of moments there toward the end. Friedel got fouled on 2 threes. I could just imagine what you were going through as a coach.
Yeah, I know it's tough. That's tough. when guys are hearing, don't give up a three, don't give up a three. There's sometimes you don't even want to say that kind of stuff to them because then they're going to get over aggressive and that can end up happening. But we had done a really good job all game. So down the stretch, they weren't just egregious fouls.
Right.
They weren't. It wasn't like they were running him over. His feet. He's good at it. He's good at getting fouled. He just has always been that way, and that happened down the stretch. But our guys did a good job of taking care of the ball together without having really a true point guard out there, and we found the mismatches when we needed to and made enough plays and made enough shots down the stretch.
Coach, I thought it was a big win. You struggled over in Sanford Pentagon. I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah.
It had to have been a tough weekend. There's a couple guys really came through. Sawyer Schultz, a lot of excitement when he came to Dakota Wesleyan. And I remember you telling me, well, he's a freshman. Well, he's a sophomore now. Yep. And he really produced tonight. Mason Larson as well. Boy, you've got to be real happy with their play tonight.
Yeah. Mason's one of our leaders. He's got a great personality, and I say that because he's pretty dynamic and he's different from other people. He's got a great rhythm to him. But he's been great defensively for us early on. He's just such a big athlete, and he can guard multiple positions. And Sawyer Schultz, he came here and had a tough year personally, right? Last year, sitting there watching. But there was a reason why two guards don't want to come to Dakota Wesleyan in the last few years. You sit behind Ty Hoagland.
Right. And
now we got guys like Sawyer Schultz and Brad Dean are getting a chance, and they're ready to rock and roll. So I was really proud of Sawyer. He's getting thrown into it, and there's, with a really weird offseason where we didn't get to spend a lot of time together, we've had to accelerate some things while on the court. So he's just been really receptive and really in going, and I'm proud of him.
And one other guy I just want to ask about, Jeffrey Suk. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right, but he kind of picked up where he left off late last season.
Yeah.
He had some late season heroics and.
Yeah. He, you talk about, and I know you interview a lot of coaches, and I hear them, and it's awesome you do that, but it's cool to hear other coaches talk about their guys, and those guys that you're kind of like, hey, how's this guy getting this done? 6'4", 6'5" post player, great footwork. And it always comes back to the same thing with coaches. Holy cow, he's a great kid. Works hard, always doing the right thing. All those guys are doing, they're like that, and Jeff's the same way. So he's just so trustworthy and so fun to be around, and I'm just proud of him. So, he's got to be productive for us. He's got to be productive for us. And when he is, we're pretty tough to guard at times.
Well, you've now shown the key to beating Briar Cliff. You just hold Kleisenlink and Friedel and Hoyt to 3 for 17, and you can beat them every time.
Yeah. I would say if you're going to try to flip that coin and hope that happens, you're going to lose that one a lot. We were pretty fortunate that really good shooters missed some shots, and they'll get their stuff going. I talked to Coach Figueroa after the game, and he was like, we're something like 9 of our last 75 from the 3, and I can't imagine how tough that is sitting there. But it's early. We're going to see, as you're already seeing across the country, you're seeing just some weird things and some different scores. It's not a typical start to the season. So there's just going to be, this happens one game and that happens the next game, I think, as we're getting going until it kind of irons out. And hopefully we can keep playing. I really feel for your league out there. It's really tough that they're not able to get going, but we'll see how long it goes with what we've got in front of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
there'll be no time to rest. You got Doan. You can never take them for granted. And then Dort's playing fantastic. They beat the heck out of Presentation tonight.
Yeah, they're really good. They're big. They've got really good young players. And obviously Coach VH is a tremendous coach. But yeah, and we're gonna have a week off actually, and Doan is under quarantine. They've got too many cases, so
okay.
We got a week off. So we got a guy we want to get healthy. Our Nick Harden's been out, so that might not be all terrible for us, but that's what's going to happen. Doan's got to reschedule 4 games now, and we're one of them. So we're all just going to be affected by this kind of moving forward. So we'll see. But yeah, that game down at Dort, we win there, about one every 14 years. We snuck one out last year. I went back through the record books one day and just kind of I looked at the year by year and was marking them down, and I stopped in the early 70s, and I think we had like 5 wins at that point.
Wow.
We just don't win there very often, so it's going to be a tough game for us.
Yeah, it's historically a tough place to play.
Yeah,
Coach,
no doubt it is.
Congratulations. Big win tonight. Anytime you can beat the Cliff, that's a big win. That's always a tough win. Good to get your fans a win there at the Corn Palace.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. And again, I've said that to you before. I appreciate all you do for us in the NEIA world and covering and nationally keeping us all kind of posted. So keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Coach. Again, congratulations.
Yep.
That's Coach Matt Wilber. Big win against Briar Cliff at home tonight. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yep. Take care.